research is no good, because quite frankly, it's really good right now. The LDS have gotten serious with studying all this materials, from the Dead Sea Scrolls to the ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead, from the Book of Mormon to the Book of Breathings in the Joseph Smith Papyri, to the Joseph Smith translation of the Bible. You name it, we're there. I'm doing Hebrew right now. I'm going to focus on the Hebrew aspects of the Bible because I have an idea, I have a feeling that it's going to pay huge dividends down the road. So instead of going to the Egyptian, there's others who are far more capable than I am on that. I can, though, bring out some Hebrew materials, which I am in the process of doing. But at the same time, I want to say thanks for that question. It was a great question. It really is. But now the question is, are you going to update? Or are you going to continue ignoring the answer and continue proclaiming that there's nothing here? Because I have bad news for you. There is something here powerfully. So thanks for joining me on these Backyard Professor videos. I'll keep producing more videos. I have more questions from this person that I want to get to and discuss. But again, it's a 1 or 2 sentence question, and I've got a series of another 6 videos I'm going to produce for you. So hang in there with me, and I'll see you next time on the Backyard Professor videos. And remember, just like I say in my podcasts, have a great life. Hey you YouTubers, welcome back to the Backyard Professor videos. I'm Kerry Shirts, the Backyard Professor. I'm continuing on with this series of questions and issues against the Book of Mormon, of why this person cannot accept the Book of Mormon as a valid, ancient, authentic book of Scripture. Just touching on some of the issues here that he says that I want to talk about next. I've already talked about the Egyptian language and the Hebrew language and the intermixing. Then he says, 1 Nephi 17:5 talks about the fruit and wild honey being products of the Sinai desert, called bountiful, not possible. Oh yes, it is. We again have current archaeological, historical, and geographical information on Nephi's manifold that I'm going to share with you. 1 Nephi 18:1 talks about the ample timber that Jews used to make a ship. There is not ample timber in that area. No, not that area. But where Nephi came upon the coast of Saudi Arabia, there absolutely is. And I have the photographs of the trees to show you that. I will show you how you are out of date entirely. It was a desert. It is still a desert. Yes, that's true. But the coast is something entirely different. We have found Nephi's bountiful, and I will show you. It's very interesting. He talks about mentioning a river named Laman that flows into the Red Sea. There is no river there and has not been since the Pleistocene era. That's not accurate. We now have found that river, and we've also found the Valley of Lemuel, or else a valley that could be that Valley of Lemuel. All of the geographical features, the directions Nephi claimed to have traveled, the places that they named, the places that they came upon, like Nahum, and the place they called Bountiful, every one of these have been discovered archaeologically, geographically, botanically, everything. Historically, the Jews were shipbuilders on the coast of Saudi Arabia. I have the evidence, and I'm going to be thrilled to show you. You need to start updating. Seriously. Botanical problems are many in the Book of Mormon. Wheat, barley, olives, etc. All of that's been covered also. But one last thing he notes down here. I'll skip several of his other questions for now because I want to get to this one. He says the Bible has been proven by archaeology. Cities, places, coins, clothing, swords, etc. have all been found, but not one single place mentioned in the Book of Mormon has ever been identified. That's absolutely false. I present Jerusalem to you. That's been identified. Now we've also identified Nahum also. We've also identified a place that very plausibly meets absolutely every single criteria of Nephi's record as being bountiful. We also know the directions that Nephi claimed he traveled are actually along the ancient frankincense trail. And it's accurately depicted as an eyewitness account as the Book of Mormon opens up for the first Nephi, the whole book of First Nephi. His travelogue in the Arabian desert has now been shown to be extremely plausible. And I'm going to be thrilled to show you the evidence. If you're going to continue ignoring the LDS contribution to our understanding of the Book of Mormon, you will be out of date. Make no mistake about it. You will be. There have been dozens of expeditions in Saudi Arabia discussing the Book of Mormon lands. George D. Potter has been over there for 14 years in business, and he has spent 14 years analyzing the geography, and he has discovered every single thing mentioned in Nephi's account has a ring of authenticity based upon the Arabian customs, on the geography, on the topography, where the rivers are. He discusses the valleys, he shows the pictures, he discovers distances traveled, he discovers directions traveled. He's been along that frankincense trail hundreds of times. He's produced DVDs on it. I don't have those DVDs. I need to update myself. Just recently, Farms has produced 2 Journeys of Faith discussing the Arabian Peninsula and the New World. I have to get those sources also, but in the meantime, I have so much material right now that to update is it's going to be a little costly for me, but I will get those updates and produce yet more videos, definitely. But one item, Lynn M. Hilton and Hope A. Hilton, they have been over there several times, and they wrote an entire book, Discovering Lehi, New Evidence of Lehi and Nephi in Arabia. It's an entire travelogue account of all of the peculiar geographic features, the peculiar descriptions of Nephi breaking his bow, of calling the many waters Iriantum, of describing Bountiful, and so on and so forth. It's a 200-page book. If you haven't read this, you are woefully out of date. They also wrote an article in the Sunstone magazine for January, February. Let's see if I've got the date on this. Oh, I don't. That's disgusting. Anyway, it's called The Lehianites. Oh, yes, it is. 1983. It's a paper discussing the Lehianites. And their founding prophet was called Nephi. N-A-F-Y. The vowels are guesses. In Semitic languages, there are no vowels. If you put an E in that, it would be Nephi. But there's a group of people called the Lehianites in the Arabian desert that claimed their founding prophet Nephi was influential for them adhering to the customs that they had. And it's found where the ancient Dedanites are. Very interesting article. Actual groups of people who carry the name of Lehi. Very interesting to keep in mind. Then, of course, Farms. Seriously. The Journal of Book of Mormon Studies. The Arabian Bountiful discovered. They planned research on Oman. And they show the picture. There's the coast of Arabia for you. There's one picture of it where it shows the bounty of the place with all the trees. Then they discuss the Valley of Lemuel, and I've got this article in the Journal of Book of Mormon Studies here. Here is another researches of Lynn M. Hilton, Warren P. Aston, Richard Wellington, George Potter, and S. Kent Brown present the latest thinking on the journey from Jerusalem to Bountiful. This is the Journal of Book of Mormon Studies, Volume 15, Number 2 for 2006. There's the coast. You notice the very high cliff. You notice all the bounteous vegetation. There's a lot of photographs, a lot of pictures where they show, there's your Valley of Lemuel with the stream running through it.